What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with another Tesla update video, taking a look at how Tesla stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for going into the future, whether we break 600 or we see a little bit of a sell-off, and based on that, what the future for the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I try to do videos on Tesla and Apple and other EV stocks that are hot or stocks that you guys request, and comment down below if you are in Tesla or what your trade plan on Tesla is. And I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Let me hit record. What we'll see is that Tesla is it fell right out of the gate, right? So we'll take a look at the price action for today. As you know from my video yesterday, right, we ended in the 560s into the close. We dipped a little into the close, and then after hours we pushed up a ton. I made a video on that yesterday on the reason behind that, and that is because the full float of Tesla stock will be included in the S&P 500, which is, you know, crazy because the Tesla stock market cap has increased by 50% in just the past 2 weeks alone. So the fact that the entire market cap will be taken into the S&P 500 is great news for the stock. Pushed it up. So today, right out the gate, we sold off, right? We were in the high 500s, hitting 599 in pre-market, and then we sold off right out the gate. The good news though is, you know, we sold off from the 590s to 572. If we take a look at yesterday's chart, right, looked pretty much the same, except we went from 607 to 554. So yesterday we saw a $53 drop. Today we saw a drop 595, but we only saw a $23 drop. So that's good news in terms of, you know, not the drop not being as significant. And then kind of similar to yesterday, right? It was just a lot of similarities. Yesterday we were trading in the 575 to 590 range. Most of it was, you know, between 575 and 585. And if we go to today's chart, we were trading between 575 and the VWAP essentially. The thing I didn't like about the stock today was the fact that it was below VWAP. So when it went up here, it sold off, pulled below VWAP, pushed up, couldn't make it through, went down, pushed up, barely made it through, came down, and then you know, after a little bit made a push, and then finally broke VWAP into the close. The good thing, so I'll talk about the goods and the bads about the trading today, right? It's good to look at both sides. The good news today is that our low point was 572. Like I said, yesterday's low point was 554. The bad of the stock today, though, was that we were below VWAP for most of the day, showing relative weakness, couldn't really make it above VWAP. But the good news on that was we did not set a lower high after setting the initial, you know, 572 low point for the day. Similar to yesterday. Again, a lot of similarities to yesterday. This low point was set beginning of the day, 554, pushed up. Even the sell-off at the end, we didn't make it back to 554. Today, you know, sold off right out the gate, and then we were kind of up there. So some key things that I want to focus on with the Tesla stock. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Actually, let's take a look at the daily chart for a second here. So today, you know, as you know, we set the high of 607.80 yesterday, which is the all-time high for Tesla stock. It went up from 400 to almost, or broke 600 technically. Didn't hold 600, but we did break 600 yesterday. So something to think about is we've never gone really past 600 other than that brief period we were above it. So 600 could be a mental resistance. And this is the second day in a row that we've sort of, you know, sold off because of where we started in the pre-market. Let's take a look at the 4-day chart and what we see there. So let me zoom out a little, let me get the indicators on and take a look at some EMAs. So the stock currently is trading below the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA is at 585. 21 EMA is at 571. So today's support point wasn't too far off from the 21 EMA. Again, pretty similar to yesterday when I made the video, I talked about this, right? Take a look at the first 4 hours of the trading and you know, kind of the second 4 hours of trading. We see that we kind of bounced off of that 21 EMA. So today the 21 EMA was coming in, you know, right in the high 560s, 570 mark. As we know, the low was 572 that we had set earlier on in the day. So I think that 572 point really should hold in short-term support. And then on the higher end of things, right, we've got the high point that we set today and to knock out, right? So let's take a look at this. We've got the overall high and low here. So we've got the high today of 597.85 and then the 607.80. If there's enough momentum in the stock that we can get back to that 597, break 600, break the 607 we set yesterday, then the stock could easily rally for 20, 30, 40, make it to, 630, 650. But if we were to push down, right, the key level to validate again would be today's low point of 572, then yesterday's low point of 567, which also actually coincides with, again, the EMA that we've got right at 571.51. And then we've got more levels of support. You can find all the EMAs right there. We've got the 34 EMA at 552, which also is kind of, aligned with where we stopped yesterday, right? The 55 EMA at 527 and the 89 EMA at 501. So yeah, those are some levels to really watch out for as we push forward. There is another thing that I want to share with you guys, and let me bring in my Tastyworks since I already have the chart that I want to look at pulled up on there, and we'll kind of take a look for a second. So on this chart, right? So for those of you that watch me, you know that I like looking at the daily chart when I do Apple analysis and most other stocks, but with Tesla, I like to look at the 4-hour chart because I think the candle, it's such a volatile stock and moves so quickly that I think the 4-hour chart really does a better job of kind of proving as support and resistance levels for the stock. So what I have here is I've got the, I have a bunch, but I'm just keeping 2 lines on here to keep it a little bit more simple. And we're not looking at too many lines and trying to figure out what they mean. So I've got the 15 EMA on the 4-hour chart, and I've got the 180 SMA line. The one thing that I want to point out is if we scroll back a few months, right? Let me get 1 year. Okay. One thing that I do want to mention is, back in 8/31, August 31st, when we broke below this 15 EMA line, we sold off all the way to the SMA line, the 180-day SMA line on the 4-hour chart, right? Something to keep in mind, again, here when we broke below it, we found support at the SMA, and then we were, pushing up, and now, for the past 2 weeks or so, right, since November 16th-ish, we've been pushing up, and this EMA has moved up as well, but now we're getting to the point where we're really hitting up against it, right? So as we mentioned, today we closed in the 584s, and what we have here is the average, the 15-day EMA is at 579, right? So that's something that I'm closely watching. If we break below that 579, or whatever it moves to and becomes tomorrow, on the 4-hour chart, that 15 EMA, I'm not saying we're going to see a sell-off all the way to the SMA at 452, but we could see a little bit of a sell-off taking place. Look, we've gone up from $400 to $600 in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, right? There are a lot of people that got in, 400s, 450, even 500 that are up a significant amount in a small amount of time. They could be losing to sell. I'm saying nothing about Tesla being a terrible company. Don't come at me with that. I think there's great potential in Tesla. I'm talking purely from the stock and purely from a technical analysis perspective. If we don't hold this EMA, this 15 EMA, since we are, you could take a look, we're pretty close to it. We are hitting up against it, right there. If we don't hold it, and if we break through it, we close below it, then I'm showing you guys 2 scenarios, right? 8/31 where that happened, and a couple times after that where that happened. Then we could see a push downward, and we could see some profit taking. So that is something to keep in mind, as you are trading Tesla. I think, based on today's price action, there wasn't a lot of movement, so it could be consolidating for another leg higher as we move towards S&P inclusion. We got some great news with that. but I just wanted to point that out with the with the EMA line that I'm personally keeping a watch on, in case any of you guys wanted to do the same. I know there's a lot of Tesla to the moon folks out there, and I would love to agree with you as well, but at the same time, you know, I am watching this line closely. You know, it's possible we close below it and nothing happens, right? But since we, you know, have had a sell-off again from here in the 400s to the 360s, and that 200-day, or yeah, that EMA has held up as good support. The 180-day SMA has held up as good support when we broke the 15-day 4-hour EMA. That's something that I'll be watching as well, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am really looking forward to what Tesla does this week. There's been a lot of weakness in other EV stocks that I've been looking at as well, like Candy, Neo, Solo. So, you know, it'll be really interesting to see whether they're kind of forecasting what could happen to Tesla, although I think Tesla is in a completely different league than those companies. Not saying Tesla is really comparable to them, but just, you know, they've gone up a ton in the past few weeks and now they're selling off. Could be something that Tesla does as well. Let me know your thoughts down in Tesla, or if you're looking at different analysis, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Again, not saying it's going to sell off, but if we do push below that EMA, I'll be looking to see kind of where we pull the brakes on that. So thought I'd share that with you guys. Other than that, you know, I think it could be pushing up before we know it, or there could be some profit taking as we've been up a lot in just the past few weeks. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out as I'm trying to grow and recommends videos to people who might be interested in similar content as you. And comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla are, if you agree with my analysis or if you don't. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.